So it's all about that self-confidence, and girls can smell that from 100 miles away. When I was very, very fat when I was in high school, when I couldn't even get one girl and you told me, you're never gonna die a virgin, that's for sure. But then I would tell you, bro, let's bet $1,000, and you would win the bet because I would really bet on the fact that I would never get girls for my entire life.
What's the perfect height on a guy?
6'4".
If you're under 6'1", you're not in my radar. 6 foot.
At least 6 foot. Say 6 foot, maybe
6 foot?
like 6'2". 6 foot and above. 6'2". Over 6 foot.
6'3".
6'4".
Girls have unrealistic expectations. 6 foot, 6 inches, 6 figures. Girls are out there collecting bodies like you're out there collecting Pokemon cards. All the girls are flocking to Dubai like it's the new LA. All the 6s and 7s all feel like they're all 10s because all the top guys want them for their bodies. The other half of the women dye their hair red and have piercings all over their body due to feminism and reject their femininity. What is a brother like you and me to do in these modern times? Did you know that the average guy receives less than 1 like a day on dating apps such as Tinder or Bumble, while the average girl receives over 75 of them? Unless you're sitting in a Lamborghini sipping champagne in some remote area of the world which is six-pack, you're unlikely to get any matches anytime soon. Is that a reason to give up though? Despite the crazy times we live in today, believe it or not, there are still a lot of girls who don't subscribe to the degenerate lifestyle of partying and sleeping around. The only thing is that they too understand that there are qualities to men out there, and they want to have what you want, just as much as you. A healthy relationship. How did I know you gave up on girls? How common do you think that is? Are girls today really worth our time and effort? What do girls really want? Those are all great questions. But first, let me ask you one thing though. If you had your dream life, what nationality would your girl be? Alright, so how did I know you want girls? I'll tell you how. On average, if you're over 18 and you're a guy, you have around between 200 to 1,000 nanograms of testosterone per deciliter in your blood at all time. You're wondering, how does that answer the question? Testosterone is about the single hormone responsible for your sex drive. On the other hand, women have around between 20 to 60 nanograms of testosterone per deciliter in their blood. So what I'm trying to say here is that men have around 10 to 50 times the sex drive of women. If you're a healthy man, it's like having sexual thoughts in the back of your mind the whole day. You think about it here and there, you have a conversation with a pretty girl, and naturally you're gonna think about how would it be like to have sex with her. But if you're a woman, you could literally spend weeks, even months without thinking about having sex with the guy. Because for a girl, the only sexual thoughts that really come to their mind only comes when they're really, really attracted to the guy. When they're dating a guy and they already see that guy as a potential partner. Because as guys, we see most of the girls as potential partners, or at least sexual partners. But for women, they're much more selective with their sexual partners. Also, if you're a guy and you haven't released in about 2 weeks at least, then all that's going on in your mind is really looking at the pretty girls and your mind is just drawn to it. Now you might tell yourself that you don't need girls and that you don't want them and that you just prefer hanging out with your friends or just going to work, doing your stuff. But at the end of the day, we're all human and you have testosterone in your blood. It just doesn't stop you from craving women unconsciously. Alright, now that we've established the fact that you're not kidding yourself on the fact that you want girls, you may ask yourself this question. Are girls today really worth our time and effort? It may be cliche, but the purpose of life itself is to reproduce. Maybe you're just thinking about the one step ahead of yourself and thinking about how do I get this promotion, or how do I rank up in the game I'm playing, or how do I get a bit more self-confidence. You're maybe reading a book on negotiation, on business, and you're thinking, I don't want to think about girls. You might be thinking about your job and thinking about maybe you want to switch to another job to get some more money and you want to focus on that. But deep down, you know the answer. You want to have kids one day. Even if you think you don't, trust me, one day you're going to want some. Because think about it. Let's say you get everything you ever wanted in life. You got yourself a nice job, or you built yourself a nice successful business, you make tons of money, you travel around the world, you get to go to Japan, Germany, France, South America, you get to try the best foods, you have all the sex you want with all the beautiful women, you bought your parents a condo in Miami or wherever they want, you played all the games there is there, you hang out with all your friends. What is there next to do? Think about it. Pleasures are like the dessert of life. They're nice and you want them, you might eat them in the middle of the day, but at the end of the day, they're really meant to be enjoyed at the end of the meal, not as a meal itself. Only once you have eaten a full meal, a nice steak or a nice hearty meal, whatever you like to eat, and then you're full. Now they bring you the dessert, it's like cake. That's where you can enjoy it the most because you've gotten all the nutrients you need in your life. Okay, then the real question then is, what do girls really want? Life is designed in an interesting way. The answers to our questions is never given to us directly. We have to pay close attention in order to understand the rules of the game that is being played, the game of life. In order to get girls, you have to win. That's it. Here's the secret sauce that no one has told you. The winners get the girls. Girls are attracted by winners. It's not about the trophy or even the recognition from other people that will get you the girl. It is the internal state of mind that comes with being a winner. Because once you start winning in whatever you do, then you're gonna have the attitude of a winner. You're gonna have a win in your mind. Let's say you tell yourself, I'm gonna run 5 kilometers today. And then you never even ran 3 in a row. You never ran more than 20 minutes. And then you're like, I'm just gonna do it. And then you go to the gym or you go outside. Right now it's like 40 degrees Celsius outside, it's crazy. Let's say you tell yourself, I'm gonna run 5 kilometers today. Doesn't matter if I do it in 30 minutes, in 1 hour, I'm gonna do it. And then you go out there and you do it and you come back home. You're gonna die. But at the end of the day, you're gonna know that you were able to do your 5 kilometers of running. And then you're gonna be a winner in your mind. You're gonna have serotonin. You're gonna have a deep self-confidence that develops in you. Girls smell that self-confidence from 100 miles away. Big muscles don't get you girls. Money doesn't get you girls. Not even being 6 foot or 6 inches, whatever it is, gets you girls. They might help, absolutely, but they are only gonna open you the door to the opportunity of maybe getting a girl. But getting a girl to stay or a girl to want you and be really attracted to you, it's not being 6 foot or having money. It's really the self-confidence that you exude when you have wins under your shoulders, when you know that you have accomplished what you set yourself out to accomplish. When I go to the gym every single day, I tell myself in the past, man, it was so hard for me to be consistent. It was very hard for me to just even go 3 days a week to the gym. Now I go 5. I go for runs. I go for PRs. When I have that discipline, I conquer myself. I conquer my laziness. I achieve results. All right, so here's a very important definition I want you to remember. Self-confidence is the belief in your ability to succeed. Nothing more, nothing less. When you have confidence, you just know that you can get what you want. You just know that if you set your mind to something and you put in the work, you know you can get it. Let's say you want to study for this course, even though it's hard, you know that if you put in the work, the hours to study, there's nothing stopping you from getting the certificate in order to start working as an electrician, as an accountant, as a lawyer even. And that's confidence. So we are not all born equal. Some people just have the self-confidence in them, and that's great. They're born with the gift of self-confidence, self-leadership. But there are other people like me that I had to build it. When I was very, very fat when I was in high school, when I couldn't even get one girl and you told me, you're never gonna die a virgin, that's for sure. But then I would tell you, bro, let's bet $1,000 and you would win the bet because I would really bet on the fact that I would never get girls for my entire life. There was such a moment in my life that I was desperate. I just thought I would just never get girls because I was ugly, I was fat, but then I got girls. I won. And the more wins I get, the more effort I put into myself, the more I'm confident. And you're gonna know that you can achieve what you set yourself out to achieve. So it's all about that self-confidence, and girls can smell that from 100 miles away. Because when you walk around, you're like, man, I can do this, I can do that. There's nothing out of reach for me. And girls they can see that attitude. Because what women, their mind, they're designed to do, because I read this book called The Female Brain, and it really explained to me how the female mind works and how it differs from the male brain. They are so good at recognizing, like the subconscious. They can recognize people for who they can see through us. You're living in a glass wall. Your house is made of glass. Maybe you think that because you have longer hair or you're shy, you're quiet, girls can't really understand what you have in your mind. But that's not true. They see everything. When you walk around, the way you walk, the way you talk, your tone, your eye contact, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you stand, your whole body. They see everything and they know instantly who has self-confidence and who doesn't. And then when you have self-confidence, they just gravitate towards you. It just happens. It's not even like you have to go out there and no, it's like when you walk around, wherever you go, when you have self-confidence, girls just smell it. And when you talk to them, they just enjoy talking to you, to a guy that knows what they're doing, that has their life in order. If I can do it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. I'm not special. I just put in the work. All right, so I know that getting girls can be hard, but it doesn't have to be complicated. If you've been working hard on improving yourself and you're not getting much results, then I have a video for you. So you can watch this video right here, and I'm gonna explain some facts about the dating pool for men and women. Stay focused, stay real.